Tesla claims to have created a protocol that's better than TCP.
So they have built a supercomputer they call DOJO, where they have loaded millions of hours of video from all the cameras on the Teslas, and they're trying to use it to do AI training to teach the cars to be self-driving. To do that, they decided they needed their own special networking protocol. They've invented TTP, the Tesla Transfer Protocol.
So how is this different from TCP, UDP?
Main protocols of the internet are TCP/IP running on top of IP, the internet protocol. TCP is the transmission control protocol. These two together give you reliable connections to upload, download a file, do a call. They're open standards, first released in 1981. These are the workhorse protocols of the internet. TTP, much more specialized. It isn't meant even to work over the internet. It's meant to work in this one supercomputer. They're just not handling all sorts of problems. TCP has to work over Wi-Fi, it has to work over Ethernet, it has to work over cellular, it has to handle packet loss, it has to handle, all these things that you see in the real world. This TTP only has to work on DOJO. So they can strip out any feature they don't think they need and get a smaller thing. And then they end out with a protocol so small and simple, they can actually stick the implementation all the way down into the Ethernet card. So now it's not even the CPU of the computer doing it anymore. And it's sent out with no work of framing it up into packets.
How much latency are we talking?
We're talking super low latency. These are computers in the same data center together, tied together by super fast cables. I saw something about 80 microseconds of latency as a high end.
So I've heard of other super fast protocols like Infiniband. Why is this new Tesla protocol necessary if that already exists?
That's not so clear to me. Infiniband is a protocol for high-speed networking inside of these massive servers. And it works and it's been around for years and it's super fast and it's super low latency. Could be that they want the licensing revenue of selling this to someone. They might just want the fine-grained control to know they can tweak anything. There are lots of people training AIs, but they're training them on huge amounts of text. They're training them on unbelievable amounts of video. So they are a little different. I bet they like having those little knobs and screws that they can tweak anything themselves.
So do you see this Tesla protocol affecting anything outside of their own DOJO supercomputer?
They've been talking about opening it up and letting others use it. It's not clear to me how much. Is it so much better than Infiniband that people using Infiniband would switch to it? Is it so much cheaper? They do talk about using just Ethernet, so maybe it does work out to be cheaper in the long run. The interesting thing is, TCP, if you don't know what protocol to use, you probably should use TCP if you're writing software to connect some things. If you don't know, that's it. But then when you dig really far in and start getting into one specific use case, you almost always realize you can do better than TCP because TCP is meant to work almost everywhere. So as you start looking at just supercomputers, you come to the conclusion, I could do better. Tesla did. And so they built a protocol that's better than TCP for use inside supercomputers. We're just looking at mobile, people with Wi-Fi and cellular trying to stream video, do video calls. And you start looking at that use case and you say, I can do better than TCP. And so, we created the Speedify protocol, which does in fact do much, much better than TCP. But, the two don't compete. They're for different domains.